Hello everybody, welcome back to a Lazy Sunday podcast. My name is Kay, I am your host here. I am also the dyer behind Lazy Sunday Yarns over on Etsy. My social media and my Etsy will be linked down below for you all. I'm coming to you from Cornwall where it's a lovely, beautiful, bright, sunny day. It's gorgeous here today. I am spending that gorgeous day inside with you all as a gorgeous day allows my other half to go out for a walk and I get the house to myself so I can be as loud as I want to be. So I guess just grab your drink, grab your knitting, get cosy and let's get started. Alright, so today I am drinking a Puka Love tea. I don't know if you can see the little label there. It's, I think, chamomile, lavender and I forget what the other one is. I always forget, but it's very nice tea. And it is now what you will get, at least for the foreseeable future. It's the little tea that you will get inside my shop, basically. So when you order from me, that is the tea sample you will be getting for a while. I have dipped into that stash because it is one of my favourite teas. It takes me back to my first and only trip to End of the Road Music Festival, which I bought tickets for last year, but obviously that didn't happen. Hopefully, fingers crossed, will happen this year, but we'll see how that goes. And this guy bought it for me in the queue for the tea in the morning, and because he tried it and he liked it so much, he said, I'm going to pay for one behind me as well, and I was the next in the queue. So I got it, I tried it, and I fell in love, no pun intended, with it, and it's been one of my favourite teas ever since. So that is the freebie you will be getting in any purchases from me in the near future. I don't have much in the way of knitting to share with you this week, mainly because, I say this week, it's been 2 weeks since I filmed last, but anyway, mainly because I haven't been doing a lot of knitting. I've been really trying to streamline my shop, and by that I mean like a lot of my photographs at the moment are a bit sort of mishmash. There is a theme there that I follow, but I think I added too many props to my photographs, basically. And as beautiful as that was, and it was definitely something I was happy with at the time, I just think it's a little bit too busy, and it distracts from the yarn, which is why you would be looking at my shop anyway. You're not looking at it for the props, are you? At least I don't think so. So I've been spending my time doing that, like photographing. I've got some new stock to share with you all, so I've been doing that. That's how my time's been spent. I do have a little bit of knitting, however, and I do have, as always, a new system that I'm following, but this one really seems to have stuck more than any others, so we'll get into that, shall we? I guess I'll start with FOs first, because I do have an FO. Not a massive one, but last time you saw this, it was a HO or a UFO, no, or a HFO, or you know what I mean anyway, half finished object. And I now have a pair of socks. These are my Strawberry Fields yarn socks, her self-striping Votes for Women colourway. I'm totally obsessed. I love them. They turned out so much better than I ever thought that they would. They do feel a little bit big on the sock blockers, but I quite like that. I quite like my socks to be a little bit slouchy, a little bit cosy, so I don't mind that so much. I have tried them on before I blocked them and they fit, but obviously it being a rib stitch, when I've blocked them, they've stretched out quite a bit. but I'm really happy with them, and I haven't worn them yet because I wanted to show them off to you all, but I'm going to be wearing them, if not today, then tomorrow, so they will be on my person soon. I thought I broke my sock blockers then, I didn't, it's fine. So I'm going to take those off my sock blockers. Bear with me un momento. The floor's actually clean. Not that we don't clean the floor, but Finn for the past like 6 months has been losing his baby coat, and the fur, you've seen in previous podcasts, the fur has been ridiculous. It's like we have to squeegee the rug every like week or so, and it's like basically a whole other bunny that comes out of the rug. And yesterday Matty did it, and he does a much better job than I do. It's like a brand new rug again. It looks amazing. So I'm happy throwing my things on the floor this time near me because they're all clean. So I tend to keep my socks in my Embroidered Elephant bag, with my new little, I'm going to link the shop below because I can't remember where I got it from, my new little Baby Yoda pin badge. Isn't he so cute? In the time that since I last saw you, me and Matty have binged all 2 seasons of Mandalorian. It's so good. I highly recommend if you haven't watched it already, and Baby Yoda is the cutest thing in the whole world. So that was a bit of a late night purchase, getting excited about Baby Yoda just as a concept. So love him. And in here is a ball of Woolly Mama's yarns. Again, will be linked below, and it's this beautiful grey, I forget the name of it. I've had this for quite a while. I don't even know if she stocks it still, but her colours are incredible, so I highly recommend her if you haven't checked her out already. But that's the yarn, and I have, in the time since I've seen you last, finished a sock. These socks are just a plain vanilla, just my sort of go-to recently is heel flap and gusset with vanilla socks because I find the fit is a bit better. I knit 20 rows of 2x2 rib, and then including the rib, 7 inches of a leg, slip stitch, heel flap and gusset, and just plain, good old plain knitting. That is on a 2.5mm needle with 64 stitches, so it is a bit of a bigger, slouchier fit, and the fabric is quite loose and stretchy. But as previously mentioned, that is my sort of desired fit with socks. I know socks get bigger as you wear them, so I'm only sort of just experimenting with this size needle. I might be going back to a 2.25 sometime soon, but we'll see how they wear. We'll see what I think. But I'm absolutely obsessed with how they've turned out. Those colours are gorgeous. I love them. I love them so much. I say them, I'm yet to start the second. So this is a half object. I knit these in about 3 days, and this is what sort of started me on my new sort of system that I'm sort of playing around with, and it's sort of monogamous knitting, sort of tandem knitting. So what I've been doing is, so for instance, I cast this on and then worked on it until I finished it, and I didn't let myself cast the second one on because I was so addicted to this that I don't think anything else would have been done. So I put that down, and I thought at that point I didn't even have a second sock of my self-striping. So I thought, instead of casting the second of these on, I'm going to cast on my second self-striping sock. And it's a pair of socks in 2 weeks. That's pretty good. Only they're different socks. But it means I'm getting more done than I would have chopping and changing between things, and that seemed to work for the socks, and I thought, let's try it with the jumpers. So we're going to move on to jumpers now, in case you haven't guessed. If you watched my previous episode, you will know that I have 4 sweaters on my needles, and chopping and changing between all of them, just sort of willy-nilly, was a bit overwhelming, for lack of a better term. I didn't seem to be I just wasn't getting far enough on any of them to notice any real progress, and I was starting to get a little frustrated. So I thought I'd try this with my jumpers. So the next project I'm going to share with you is in my Kelly Connor Designs. If you watch my first couple episodes, you will see that I kept calling it Kelly Corner Designs. And I picked up my Zweig and I worked on it until last time you saw it, I had about 3, maybe 4 inches to go before I finished the body where I wanted it to be. And had I kept with my normal system, my chop and change willy-nilly system, not really a system if I'm honest, just whatever I felt like knitting, this wouldn't have been done to show you. But I sat and I worked on it until I finished the body. And I didn't let myself change until I finished the body. So last time you saw, I was where that toilet stitch marker is. The little doggo is from, they're both from Corner of Craft, but the little doggo was marking my, when I tried it on and where I needed to measure from. So since then I have finished, not a lot of knitting, but the body. Yeah, so I've just got the sleeves left to do on that. I cropped it a little bit. It's not super duper cropped, but it hits sort of just below my waistline. And I've tried it on. I'm really happy with the fit. I did cast it off twice because the first cast off I did just a regular, I always say cast off, you know what I mean, bind off. I did just a sort of an ordinary bind off the first time, and it was a bit, it fit, but there wasn't much give in it. I'm sure you all know. So instead I did I think it was a Judy's Magic cast off, which is quite popular with socks, and that's got lots of room to it. So it's when I block it, it's going to be nice and baggy and roomy, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And I'm really pleased with it. When I try it on, it's so lovely. I've not yet decided the length of the sleeves. I am thinking full length, but that might change depending on how lazy or not lazy I'm feeling. But I think a cropped jumper with long sleeves is quite a nice look. So I'm aiming for long, unless I get super duper fed up. That has been knit in my Pancakes with Kiki colourway, which I currently don't have any in stock. I do, however, dye most of my yarn to order, so it is available to order. It will be dyed up and sent to you sort of within a week. It doesn't take me that long to dye and dry my yarn, so I can get that to you quite quickly. And this is my Pancakes with Kiki colourway in the 4-ply. That's probably more true to colour. Love it so much. It has these beautiful flecks of red in there, which I love. And I bought recently, beginning of this 3rd lockdown, I got like well addicted to eBay purchases, and I bought a dress on eBay and secondhand, and it's this beautiful like red wrap dress, and it's like floaty from the waist down, and I think this over the top of that is going to look beautiful. Cannot wait. So happy with that. Finished the body. Wahey! Let's move on. So when I finished that, I moved on to another project, and I've been monogamous on that since. And this is pretty much my last piece of knitting to share with you. I told you I didn't have much to show. And that is my Maja Cardigan. This is, last time I showed you, I've finished my first sleeve, and I had this is my, Corner of Craft Bernie mitten, stitched stitch marker, progress keeper. I'm using it as a progress keeper there. And since then, I've finished the colour work and I've just got the main body of the sleeve left to go. So all done up together. Now this sleeve is my right sleeve, so it will be 2 inches or about probably more, 1.5 inches shorter than this one, because if you have watched previous episodes you know that I have a disability in my right arm, and that means my right arm's a little bit shorter. 2 inches exactly. So I tend to knit my right arm a little bit shorter, which I'm fine with. 2 inches less knitting before I get my finished garment. Perfect. I'm so happy with that project. However, I do want to mention, totally my mistake, definitely not the pattern, but just in case anyone else makes the same mistake. I read the pattern and it said 275 grams of the Let Lopi main colour, so I'm using the light grey for my main colour, and which is light ash heather or something like that, and I read it as 270 metres. Now the balls are 50 grams each with 100 metres per ball ish roughly, so I bought 150 grams. That was 300 metres. I had more than enough, plenty. And I broke into my second ball on the first sleeve and I was like, something's not right here. That's a lot of yarn. What have I done? And I looked and I'd read grams as metres. So just a little heads up that the measurements aren't in metres, because most patterns I've worked with in the past have been metres or yards. So just something to pay attention to when you're buying. I mean, I'm sure you all know this. I'm just ridiculous and don't double check things. Because I got dyspraxia. It's okay if you sing it, right? Singing makes everything happy. I'll stop now, I promise. So, that tea is so nice. So I panicked because there is a yarn shortage on the Let Lopi and I was like, I can't find another ball anywhere. This is going to have to go on hold. I had enough to maybe finish my second sleeve and I was like, it is what it is, got to do what you got to do. I'll have to wait. It was looking like I was going to have to wait until like July, August to actually get a ball of this. So I reached out to a very dear friend, an old friend, Rachel, who is Craft Enabler here on YouTube. She tends to be linked below because I mention her a lot in this podcast. She did her little dig in. I think she should open like a shopping network or something. She, in like 2 minutes, found me some available stock. So I managed to swipe it up, and I'll link that shop below in case you guys are in the same sort of predicament. Whether they have any left now or not, I don't know, but I now have enough yarn to finish, so I can actually get my sweater done. Granted, I still probably won't finish it till August anyway, but if I want to get it done beforehand and I want to push myself to do that, I can now, so it's fine. Alrighty, that's it for knitting today. Still have lots to talk to you about though, so let's move on to acquisitions. Oh, silly me. So that is it for my knitting today. I do also want to mention my cowl, the Lazy Stash Buster cowl. The hashtag will be linked, will be appearing on the bottom of your screen somewhere here. It is the cowl I'm running right now. If you enter, I want you to use the hashtag on Instagram. Preferably each of those letters will be caps, just like it is on the screen at the moment. That just makes it easier for sort of reading software to pick up on the individual words. So don't worry too much if you forget. but we like accessibility here at Lazy Sunday, so if you can do that, that would be marvellous. It still shows up in the same hashtag if you do forget those, so it's fine. The rules for that, Cal, are you can post as many times as you want. You do not have to finish your project. You can enter a WIP to that project. I would like you to follow me just so I know that you're with this and not just like using a random hashtag. And also, I'll be drawing prizes from Instagram. It's not a Ravelry competition because I've gone into it in the past that I don't like to use Ravelry. I am working on Ribbler, but I need so many community points in order to start a group over there. So I'm working on that. When that's available, I will let you know. Whips allowed. I think I mentioned anything. So I will be drawing prizes for that. The competition closed the last day of April, let's say midnight. So I'll draw prizes for that the following week. So early May, I'll draw prizes. Now, I do have some prizes now to share with you. The lovely Kim at the Embroidered Elephant has donated a project bag for the giveaway. She wrapped it up very beautifully. There was a ribbon tied around it as well, which I opened carefully, so I'm going to wrap it up again for the lucky winner. So this is her beautiful packaging. You will have seen the bag I shared not long ago. Her bags are so lovely. This is the project bag donated to the giveaway. Isn't it beautiful? Look at those sort of mandalas, and it is a sort of sock sack, sort of squared off bottom, drawstring bag. It's gorgeous. I'm obsessed. It's a little hard to give this away if I'm honest, but I'm going to. I'll be nice. So that's the first prize. She also included a lovely little bunny stitch marker. I'm not sure if you can see that there. How cute. So that will be in with her bag as well. Get the rustling out the way, sorry. And I'm also throwing in a skein from Naturally Gorgeous. She is a natural dyer from here in Cornwall. I've met her a few times through some workshops that I attended. Probably about 2 years ago now. She's a lovely lady. And this is her logwood and madder, alpaca and merino yarn, and it's a 100-gram skein with 350 metres. It's this beautiful purple colour. Now, I purchased this a long time ago, but I've got one here. You might have seen them sort of sat here on the shelf for a long time. I purchased one for me, and I purchased one with the intention, before I even had the podcast, because this is something I've always known I wanted to do, and I purchased one with the intention of using it for my first giveaway. So this, to me, is a very special prize, and I hope that it goes to a really nice home. I'm sure it will. And I wanted to ask, what I'm tempted to do is, obviously I want to include Lazy Sunday Yarn in the prize somehow, because why wouldn't I? What I want to know is, would you rather me choose a selection of yarn and stitch markers, or would you rather say a gift voucher, so you can go into my shop and you can choose what you want and I will send them all together? Which would be better, and I'll refund the postage on that as well. So let me know in the comments below which you would prefer. I'm happy either way. So I haven't picked any as of yet, but but I can if you would rather me do that. Let's have a drink, sorry. So that's it. I can't decide if I'll go on to Happy Mail. Let's do Happy Mail. I've got some Happy Mail, which came as part of, I've got 2 Happy Mails, which I'm very grateful for. Let's do the big box first. Bear with me just a moment. Alright, so the first Happy Mail came in this nice big giant box from Kim. She mentioned to me that she's de-stashing at the minute, and obviously me doing this this make along, craft along. By the way, if you don't want to knit, you don't have to knit. If you want to crochet or sew or whatever, as long as you're using anything past anything bought before 2001, so end of 2020 beforehand, if it's any craft that was purchased from then before, you can enter it into the CAL. Anyway, so we were talking about stash busting because of the CAL, and she's doing the Stashes 2021, and she has some things that she wanted to get rid of. Would I be interested? Now, any reasonable person who is trying to reduce their stash would say, no, I'm probably gonna try and like reduce my stash before I invite anything new in, and I'm not doing any shopping right now. So maybe I should like wait on that. This is me we're talking about. I'm not a reasonable person. So I was like, yeah, give it to me. That would be amazing. She sent me a lovely letter, which I'm not going to read to you all because I'm just not going to. Sorry. But it was very nice. So thank you for the lovely letter, Kim. And we're going to go into the yarn. Right. I probably could have taken all the paper out beforehand, but I didn't. So in here is some amazing yarn. There is some James Brett Flutterby that she split up to make socks but never did, and I think I might follow that and make some cosy socks for myself, but I need to find a pattern first. So that was that, and there's just so many cones of 4-ply, I believe 4-ply yarn in here. Like, look at all that pink. If you've been here for a while, you know how I feel about pink, so I'm going to do something amazing with this. And what I'm thinking is all of these, because they all work together quite nicely, I think. Maybe if I just look at it all. Look at all that. So maybe if I make a jumper or a blanket. It's quite a lot of yarn here. I'd get like 2 jumpers out of it, I think. I was in awe when she sort of sent me the photo of them. It looked like a lot, but it didn't look like this much. So I'm quite excited. I'm not sure what it'll be yet. But I'm leaning towards a jumper just because that's what I enjoy knitting more than anything else. So that was from the lovely Kim. Thank you so much, Kim. And I'm very lucky because I got a second Happy Mail package. That was from Ruth. From Ruth Loves to Knit. She also has a podcast. If I haven't mentioned already, Kim has a podcast too. That'll be linked below. Ruth Loves to Knit also has a podcast. Again, will be linked below. And she saw on a previous episode of mine that I collect the Corner of Craft stitch markers, the monthly clubs, and also just buy them every month as well. Her just for sale ones, the non-mystery ones, and I love her stitch markers so much, and they sit in my my little bag, and I get quite like. It bums me out that they're not on display, and I mentioned in my last episode that I would quite like something to display them, and mentioned maybe an earring holder because she uses the earring, the closed earring hooks for her stitch markers. So Ruth reached out to me and said, I have some stitch markers would you like them because I'm not using them, and you said you're looking for something and you can have them if you want them. Amazing, thank you so much, Ruth. I'm so pleased with them. So this is it. I'm not sure where she got them from, but I'm going to do a bit of Googling and try and find them and link them below. I've yet to hang it up or hang my stitch markers on it because I wanted to show it off to you all, basically. But what I'm planning on doing is my sofa over there. There's a big piece of blank wall sort of behind where I sit, and I think I'm going to hang it up near where I sit so I can just reach and get a stitch marker, reach and put it back when I'm done. I look a bit funny, but I'm the type of person that likes, I call myself a maximalist, not a minimalist, because I like lots of stuff around. I like quite busy decor, in case you hadn't noticed, sort of fairy lights and trinkets everywhere. So it'll look fine hung up in a random spot near my sofa. But I love it so much. Thank you so much, Ruth. It's very much appreciated, and her podcast is so lovely, so I would highly recommend her as well. Thank you. In with that though, gently does it. In with that, she surprised me and sent 3 little mini skeins. Look at that one's blowing out. I don't know if I can, that's better. Look. Oh, it's so bright. I love it so much. So they're going to go in something at some point. But they're so soft and I love them. They're beautiful. Thank you. Very appreciated. Thank you so much. Acquisitions. Things that I've bought, not been gifted. Not that I should be buying yarn, but we did anyway. Actually, to be fair, I bought these last episode. I think I mentioned that I'm going to try and stop buying yarn for a while, but these were already on the way, so they don't count. They don't count. We'll go with the stitch markers first. As just mentioned, I love the Corner of Craft stitch markers, and of course I have some to share with you today. I bought her little toadstool that I missed in the last update, so I was really pleased to get one, and I got the little shark too. Don't know what it is about sharks. They're quite aesthetically pleasing to me. All the teeth. So I got that, and in case you haven't seen her monthly club and you're waiting for it still for whatever reason, look away now. I'll tell you when you can look back. This was her monthly club this week. This month, obviously. How sweet is that? And again, I won't go into too much detail in case there's people listening but not watching, but I love it so much. And then I also purchased, now I purchased these for myself because I wasn't quite sure how nice they would be, because it was a new to me designer, basically, a new to me shop. But I'm definitely going to purchase some from this shop to put into the giveaway because I love them. They're very sweet, and I've yet to use them, but I don't really see what can go wrong. So I bought some stitch markers from they're more progress keepers, from Purple Stitches, and that was on Etsy. So I bought this one, which is a little witch's hat or a wizard hat, and it says Wizard in Training. I bought a cup of tea solves everything, which I think I might get for the giveaway if she has any left. And I got 2 little kitty cats. This one specifically I bought because we had a cat that would come to our home in my second year of university into our student house, and we called her Joan because my mum said she reminds her of my gran, like Phoebe from Friends calls the cat her mum. So Joan was my gran's name. And then she had a really horrible accident with a dog in the street, and she became an indoor cat. She was fine, but she just got a bit spooked and became an indoor cat. And the neighbour who owned her was very much aware that we were like cuddling her and we didn't feed her. Turns out her real name was Daisy, but she was fine. She just got a bit spooked and didn't come to see us anymore after that. But that little cat I just showed you, the ginger cat progress keeper, looks a lot like her, so I liked that little memory. If I can find a picture, I'll enter a picture now. That was Joan. We loved her very much. And I also have some more self-striping yarn to share with you. This is some yarn from Tiny Human Knits, which is a yarn company I'm sure most of you have heard of already. It's something I've been lusting after for a very long time, and every time there's an update, I'm too late for the update. However, this time I caught some, and I got the 32 sock set, and I got the extra, this green, this sort of sagey green was the extra mini as well. So you get those two little minis, and this is the striping colourway. It's a 50 gram with two minis. These two came together anyway, and you opted to have the extra. I misunderstood what I was doing and thought I was opting to get this, so I got an extra one that I thought I was going to get bonus. Not too displeased with that. I was quite happy actually. And then I also purchased the Licorice All Sorts self-striping colourway from House Label Fibres, and that was also on Etsy. Again, these shops will be linked below. And that's just going to stripe up like some beautiful Licorice All Sorts, and I cannot wait for those either. So, hopefully I won't have any more yarn to show you next time. But also, this is me and I make no promises. But I definitely don't need any more yarn, so if I do, tell me off. So I guess we're just going to go into shop update news, which I actually have a shop update for you coming. So let's skip on over to that. Alright then, so the last little bit I'm going to film for you here today is my shop news. I have a lot of stitch markers coming into the shop that I've been making. Lots of spell jars, lots of sort of resin cast and charms that I've found. So the charms I bought ages ago before I even started Lazy Sunday, with the intention of turning them into stitch markers, and never got round to it. So I've actually got round to it now. So some stitch markers. We've got, I don't know if you can see that, it's really hard to show. There you go. Some tarot themed ones. This is the sun. We've got death, which for anyone that might not use tarot on a regular basis, death is not a bad card to get. It means the end of something and the start of something new. It's about turning a new leaf. It's about a new start, a fresh start. So death is a pretty good card to get, really. It can be the end of like a toxic relationship. It can be the end of a toxic job. It's usually the end of something negative. So we've got death, we've got the sun, we've got the lovers. Again, you can't really see that. I'll try. I think what I might do is film some shots, or I've got some pictures I can input as well. We've got some Monstera leaves. We've got the tarot cards in a smaller size. Little Buddhas. There's lots. They'll all be in the shop. We've also got sort of the Zodiac ones that I showed you last time. So they'll all be in the shop. I'll let you know when in a minute. We also have the spell jars that I've made. Lots more of. The spell inside is a self-love spell, so I'm sending lots of love your way. They were made in in a spiritually cleansed environment. They were made with all the best intentions. Nothing negative has gone into these, only love, only kindness. So if you get these, you'll have a piece of my love in your hands. So got lots of those going into the shop as well. I've also got some new colourways to share with you all. Now, 3 of these colourways are non-repeatable colourways. 2 of which I can repeat again. I have a recipe for, but I don't intend on doing. The first one I'll show is this one. It is called Marble. This one I can't repeat again because it was made using waste dye, so the chances of me repeating it exactly is very, very slim. I have 2 of those going into the shop, both in a 4-ply, so if you like it, grab it, because I won't be able to do it again. Now these 2, I can repeat if people really want me to, but I don't intend on. I have been experimenting with some new colourways that I want to add to my Polytheism collection, which is a collection of colourways based, sort of inspired by gods and goddesses, predominantly from Greek mythology. So the 2 colourways I wanted to add were Aphrodite and the goddess of love, and Poseidon, the king of the sea, the god of the sea. We all know who Poseidon is, I'm sure. And Poseidon I got bang on first time, exactly the colour I had in my mind. Aphrodite, she was a bit sort of a little bit more playful with me. She didn't really know what she wanted to give me, so I have finally made my mind up on the one that I love the most, and I think sort of honours her the most. I've mentioned in the past that I do sort of work with gods and goddesses in my personal magic and spiritual activities. It's more of a guide to a focus of energy, if that makes sense for me. Anyway, so Aphrodite was a little bit playful and she wouldn't let me choose. She wouldn't give me the colours that I was looking for. So these were sort of play skeins. The first one is I'm calling Vanilla Sky, because to me it looks like that sort of like pink sunset you get this time of year. So it's got this beautiful, it's blowing out, that's more like it. This beautiful sort of peachy, pinky, orangey pink, bright streak running through it, and it's got these blue and gold speckles as well. So that's Vanilla Sky. There is some 4-ply. There's some in all bases for this one, so that you can get that. Then this is, I've forgotten what I've called it. Desert Rose, I think, or Desert Flower. And this is slightly paler, same sort of colours, just a slightly paler and a speckle to it as well. So that's Desert Flower. So those are not intended to be repeatable. Again, the last 2 I've showed you can be repeated if need be. Anyway, now the actual Aphrodite that I'm sticking with is this. I love. So it's got this beautiful sort of like pale pink running through, and those speckles of orange and blue and some green tones in there. I'm obsessed with this, and I am planning on dyeing up a lot of my 100% merino double knit and knitting myself a ranunculus in this, because I just need it on my person. When she gave me the colour, she gave me the colour. She came in strong, girl. Love it so much. Now, Poseidon. Let's show you Poseidon. This is my Poseidon colourway. This colourway was made on request for my other half, Matty, requested this colourway because it's his favourite colour. And I have kept a skein of double knit for him to make him a hat with it. I'm looking for a ribbed hat preferably a 1x1 or a 2x2 rib hat that's sort of like, you know, the long beanies that sort of stand up. So if any of you have any good recommendations for those patterns, I'd be eternally grateful. So please do let me know if you know of any. I can do it in a double knit or a 4-ply, either way. So yeah, that's my Poseidon colourway, and that update should be coming. Flashing you all a little bit, sorry. That update should be coming on the 5th of April, so sometime soon. Keep your eye out for that. And that's all I've got to share with you. I do want to mention quickly at the end here, I'm doing a live with Kim on Wednesday, so hopefully you're seeing this on the Tuesday or the Wednesday morning. I'm aiming to get this up tomorrow, so it should be tomorrow at 1:30, so Wednesday the 31st at 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So around lunchtime we are going on live and we are talking about mental health and craft. So if you're interested in that, please come along and join us. We'd be very, very happy to see you there. So all are welcome. And I don't really have much else to share. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. It's always very much appreciated, and it sends a little bit of happiness straight to my heart. Comment down below, let me know what you're working on, let me know about the giveaway, what you'd prefer, and what do you like to do with your lazy Sundays. Today I'm filming this on Monday. Yesterday, Sunday, I was exhausted from lots of photography, lots of photo editing for the shop update. And I basically just slept on and off all day. It was a real, true lazy Sunday, which the irony of building my brand around a lazy Sunday is that I don't often get them anymore. So it was quite nice to enjoy one. And we watched The Office all day, the American Office. I love it so much. This is the second time I'm watching it through and I'm obsessed. So yes, leave a comment down below, let me know what you're working on. Let me know what you do with your lazy Sundays, and give it a thumbs up if you like my ramblings and my tangents. Click subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I do try and get these out sort of fortnightly, 3-weekly, but that can vary, especially when I'm going back to work soon. So hit that little bell and you'll get notified when I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.